Hello, in this video we are going to discuss about the concept that is embedded derivatives. So what is this embedded derivatives? So these are the concept which covers the IAS 39. So before looking into the definition or the book words, let's take an example for the easy understanding. So here we have two bonds. So first bond is the fair value or the face value of the bond is 1000 rupees. The market value is also 1000 rupees. For easy understanding, let's take the same values. So fair value ಏನಿದೆ 1000 rupees ಇದೆ, estimated value. Market value ಏನಿದೆ 1000 rupees ಇದೆ. Coupon rate, interest rate ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ 10% ಇದೆ. Maturity ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ 5 years. So I have purchased one bond. So the face value of that bond which I have estimated is 1000 rupees. When I went to purchase that bond in the market, the value is also same, that is 1000 rupees. The interest I will get is 10% and the maturity is 5 years. So here I have 5 years. Sorry. Maturity is 5 years. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So here 10% is the interest on 1000 means I will get 100, 100, 100 and 100. Here in the 5th year, if I calculate all this interest, I will get 1100 in the 5th year. So interest plus my principal amount will be 1100. So interest and will be 100 per year. So 1000 into 10%, in the first year I will get 100, second year 100, third year 100 and fourth year 100. In the 5th year, the principal amount plus that year's interest. So 5th year's principal amount is 1000 plus interest of that year will be 100. So 1100 I will get in the 5th year. So this is one simple bond I have purchased. So here next bond my friend has purchased. So its value, fair value is also 1000. The market price is also 1000. Maturity is also 5 years. But here the interest rate is not the same. My friend's interest rate is not same. My interest rate was fixed, it was 10%, but her interest rate is based upon something else. So what is that something else? So it is indexed to Sensex. So now what is this Sensex? Sensex. Have you heard about Nifty? Of course you would be. So let's revise what is this Sensex. So here Sensex and Nifty. So the top 50 companies traded in the National Stock Exchange. So its interest or index is called as Nifty. Top 30 companies traded in the Bombay Stock Exchange, so its index is called as Sensex. Now my friend which she has purchased a bond, it is based upon the changes in the Sensex. So Sensex ain't show martara changes, so it is depending upon that. So interest rate is not fixed like it is 10%, but they have given one target in the bond that on if the Sensex is 25,000, the interest will be 10%. So this is one point they have mentioned in the bond, that if your Sensex is rising to 25,000, if current maturity in the 5th year on the date of the maturity of the bond, if the value stops in the Sensex, that is 25,000, you will get 10% of the interest. So this is depending upon the Sensex. So here see, we will take the assumption. This is the assumption of the Sensex. So in the first year, assume that the Sensex is 26,500. In the second year, it is 27,500. In the third year, it is 30. Fourth year, 25,000, and fifth year, 22,500. So these are the values. It is changing. It doesn't remain the same. So here, in order to calculate the interest, so first of all, 10% divided by 25,000 into 26,500. So 25,000 ಗೆ 10% ಅಂದರೆ 26,500 ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್. So if we calculate like this, we will get 106%. So 106% means 1000 into 106%, it will be 106. The coupon price will be 106 in the first year. Next, 10% divided by 25,000 into 27,500. The value will be 11%. So 1000 into 11, it will be 110. Same here, 10 divided by 25,000, 10% divided by 25,000 into 30,000, it will be 12%. So 12% into 1000, it will be 120. Same, 10 divided by 25,000 into 25,000, the interest will be 10%. So 10 into 1000, it will be 100. Next, 10% divided by 25,000 into 22,500, the interest will be 9% in the fifth year. So here index is depending upon something else. So we have fixed our interest on the Sensex. So here embedded means fixing. We have fixed the interest on the 25,000 Sensex. Derivative. What is this derivative? Derivative means an asset whose value is depending upon something else, some other underlying asset. So here the bond value is depending upon the Sensex. So bond is an asset and Sensex is an underlying asset for the bond. So here embedded derivative. So with the help of the word itself, we can understand that embedded derivative means it is a contract of an asset whose value is depending upon something else. With that contract, we will get some fixed return ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಏನು ಪ್ರಾಮಿಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸೆನ್ಸೆಕ್ಸ್ 25,000 ಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ 10% ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಇಯರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ 25,000 ಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಇಯರ್ my friend we will get 10%. In the other years she will get 11%, 12% and 9%. So this is what the difference between the embedded derivative and the host contract. Host contract nalli the interest will be independent, it will not be depend upon something else. So whatever they have told while entering into the contract, that is 10% means 10% in the every year, it will not be changing. But embedded derivative with host contract andre it will be depending upon something else. As we are dealing with the derivative the value enagutte, it is depending upon the underlying asset. Underlying value heng change agutte, asset value no hage change agutte. So let's look into the definition. Now we can easily read this theory and we can understand. So embedded derivative is a part of financial instrument. So what is the financial instrument we studied? That is financial asset and the financial liability. So embedded derivative is also a part of the financial instrument that includes a non-derivative host contract. So here the first one, this is the non-derivative. Why it is non-derivative? Because here it is not depending upon some other underlying asset. It is free from the dependence. See, it includes a non-derivative host contract. The embedded derivative requires that some portion of the contract cash flow be modified in relation to the changes in a variable, such as interest rate, commodity price, credit rating or foreign exchange rate. So here same, it is telling that its portion of the contract cash flow is modified. It will be changes in the variable. What is the variable? In the example we took was the Sensex. Sensex nalli heng change ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. First nalli 11% ಇತ್ತು, 12% ಇತ್ತು, 10% ಇತ್ತು, 9%. So we are changing here. The variable is the underlying asset is changing, such as interest rate to change ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, commodity price, credit rating and foreign exchange rate. Next, host contract. What is this host contract? It's a debt instrument. Bond is also a debt instrument that has a stated maturity and it is not the shares. Other than the shares, whatever the instruments we are dealing, that is the debt instrument that can come into the host contract. So debt instrument means it has a stated maturity. So in the example the maturity was 5 years and the holder of that debt instrument, he will not have any kind of the rights which is having by the shareholder. Shareholders gain in rights irutte. For example, ability to voting ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅವರು. They are called the owners of the asset and also they will get the profit. They will get a distribution from the profit. But the debt instruments like bond holders ಗೆ ಕಂಪನಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ವೋಟಿಂಗ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಾ? ಇರಲ್ಲ. They have any kind of distribution from the profits of the company? No, they are not called as the owners of the company. So here the meaning is host contract is a debt instrument. Best example is the bond. They will not have any kind of voting rights. They are not called the owners of the company and they will not get any kind of distribution from the profit, nor they have to bear any kind of loss if it is arised in the company. They are free from all kinds of profit distribution and the loss bearing and also the voting rights, and also they don't have any kind of role as an administrator. So simply it is a debt instrument, doesn't have any ownership in the company. So this is all about the host contract and the embedded derivatives. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comments below or in your WhatsApp group. Thank you.